My name is Syreeta C, and I'm a custom fashion designer at my own brand, Syreeta C Fashion. I'm actually a DMV native. I was born in Washington, D.C. and raised in PG County. Growing up, I always had an affinity for tearing up my clothes, remaking them, re-envisioning them. I was quite a timid child, so I didn't vocalize a lot, and I just used fashion as an avenue for self-expression. So growing up through school, you may not always hear me, but you would always see me because I was always dressing creatively. I was also involved in dance growing up, so I was always interested in costuming, but I was equally a very academic child, so I never really saw fashion as an avenue to sustain myself or a career until I was in high school, and I actually went to Eleanor Roosevelt, for anyone who's familiar, but I was in a science and tech program thinking that I was going to be a doctor. But I ended up picking a summer college program with the support of my parents in fashion design. I called my mom probably the second day, like, I'm not going to be a doctor anymore. Like, I really found what I loved. So all of those things that I was into as a child really just came full circle. And I love specializing in custom design now because it's sort of the be who you didn't have when you were younger. I always had an intention and an inclination towards fashion, but didn't really know how to use it. And so now I love being the custom designer for people who want to express themselves. They want to feel good about themselves and their body. If they don't find things in the store that really fit them, physically fit them, or fit them in the esteem that they have for themselves, they can come to me and I can help them bridge that gap. And so that's just really how that love that I had when I was younger transitioned into a career path for me today. Truthfully, fashion and sports colliding is not a new thing. You express yourself regardless through what you're wearing, even if you are wearing a uniform. Somebody can look at you and not speak to you at all and still understand, oh, okay, I'm part of this organization, I'm part of the Mystics, I'm a part of another sports team, just simply by what you're wearing and how you're presenting yourself. So the idea that they're used to using that as a tool, whether it's something that's incredibly understood or not, and now taking it a step further by expressing a little bit more individualism is really, really exciting to see. Exciting to see also how that trickles down to citizens who may not be in the celebrity spotlight and how they're influenced by, you know, the tunnel pictures, or even with the advent and rise of social media. Obviously, we're seeing a lot more of these athletes' regular lives, if you will. So the collision of fashion and sports is not new, but it's really elevating in really exciting ways where people are being influenced, you know, beyond just the general, hey, I'm going to wear a jersey in order to represent my favorite player. You know, now you have so many other different influences and inspirations going in multiple directions. There was a couple different inspirations inclusive of the 2000s, but I also wanted to bring in a little bit more of the DC subculture. DC staple, hands down, is a bucket hat. So there was no way I was going to get through this look without having a bucket hat. That's what we're known for. So I took the bucket hat and I brought a little bit more of a luxe take on it. We did some with some brocades, some jacquards, some burnouts, velvet. So they're much more quality materials that you wouldn't see in a traditional bucket hat, just in terms of upgrading what that look is and reinventing it, refining it. Obviously, we're dropping it into standard Mystics red and blue. But even if it wasn't Mystics red and blue, that's just like capital city red and blue. Like, that's what we're known for. We're also dropping in a couple different layers across the top. You know, to layer over a t-shirt, another DC staple, but also just sort of an urban staple is something that's a puffer. DC, we're known for just crazy ski jackets, you know, whether you're in a Henson, whether you're in a North Face, whether you're in something else. I wanted to bring that part of the culture in too, so we have a reversible puffer jack layer. One layer that's your standard quilting. On the back side, it's a tweed. Natasha style specifically incorporates a lot of shirt jackets, which are also becoming a little bit more popular in both men's and women's wear. So I did one of those, but again, in a bit more of a luxe material. We have some denim trim on it. I have an exposed zipper going up inside the placket that's gold. So a shirt, an oversized shirt, again, another nod to the 2000s, but stepping it up a certain level. Another thing that we wanted to incorporate in this look was not only representation of the Mystics, but representation of the entire league. Again, fashion is really a way to talk to people without having to talk. My unofficial tagline for my business is Speak, Stand, Speech. So it's the ability to communicate always without the use of words. So when we're working on the design for the pants, we have this great landscape of denim, which is sort of a neutral color, and a great fabric to apply on top of. So whether you're doing applique, whether you're destructing the denim, you can do almost anything with denim. So what we decided to do was to do some custom embroidery. And representing the Eastern Conference, we're going to do one pocket that has the Commissioner's Cup custom embroidered on it. And then going down that same pants leg, we're going to be doing a nod to all of the other Eastern Conference teams in patches. And on the opposing leg for the Western Conference, we're also going to involve those patches into the design of that pant leg. So each pant leg will represent each conference of the WNBA organization. That's sort of how we started pulling that look together. A nod to DC culture, a nod to Natasha's style specifically, and also a nod to the current trends of today.